Welcome to the Lace 'em Up Podcast. I am your host, Davidito, and we back like we never left. Since we back, go ahead and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I would greatly appreciate it. Today is the end of 2025, man. The year is coming to a close. Alright. What I want to do is take the opportunity to kind of talk about a little bit about why I started the channel, where we're going to be going this next year, kind of what my plans are, so on and so forth.
Listen, you want custom shoes? That's gonna take some bucks. Whatever you have for the price, go ahead and raise them up. Better get your spot now for what's taken up. When it's all said and done, my guy, lace them up. Come on, lace them up.
Alright, man, the end of the year is here. We're getting ready to jump into 2026. Man, 2025 has been a crazy year. It's been very busy for me. Personal career kind of shift, not really a change. Still in the same space. Went super hard with YouTube. Also with my Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff. Trying to push and grow the podcast, right? Making more connections with more shoe customizers, more artists, and trying to get people on the platform to hear their stories. Let me actually rewind real quick because this is like year 5 now. We're going into year 5. So this for me started during COVID. The thing that kind of prompted me to even starting the Lace 'em Up podcast, right, was one, me doing customized shoes, but two, a really deeper thing. During COVID, everybody was isolated, right? And I have an art background, and from being in that space and being able to bounce ideas from one person to another, or just stopping and seeing what somebody's doing and being in a creative space, and being able to have the dialogue and conversations with people on their thought process and how they see life through their own lens. I miss that stuff, man. I miss those conversations. I miss those connections. And everybody has their own tribe, but there's times where you feel like I'm in a complete silo. I'm by myself. I'm one of few. And one of the things that this has done for me is kind of close that gap, right? And then, social media has done that for all of us in some fashion, but for me, this has been really special. So like I was saying, I went pretty hard in 2025. I was for a nice minute dropping an episode every week. Then, life happened and stuff got busy and, here and there trying to get an episode dropped. I had some phenomenal people on this year, some people that have been trying to get on for a while. And, everyone was dope. Everyone was cool and jumped on, had the chance to sit down with people from all over the place, right? Really from, from Atlanta to New York, just kind of all over the place. And like I said, it really had some dope people on. So some people who definitely helped inspire me when I was starting out and that are still doing this, or I should say getting back into it and are still doing this. And then new, fresh people who are stepping into the space as well and just hearing their stories and also letting me reflect on some of the things that I did at the beginning and going through and learning and going through my process of where I am now and knowing that I'm not at my ceiling, but there's a lot of space for us to grow and get better, and there's always that space, right? And so it's constantly moving forward and pushing forward. So those experiences have been dope, man. I'm going to let you hear from some of the people who actually were on the podcast. Just a couple of nuggets from a few people that were on this last year in 2025. Tell us a little bit about that experience.
So I used to work for Nike when they brought Nike to Dallas, Texas, and I was one of the people who got the chance to break ground with the first store that North Park opened up and work with them with their Nike ID program.
Not thinking about what other people think as far as my work and just post, honestly. And what I mean by that is more so, I feel like every artist can kind of go through this. They always want every work they do to be better than their last work. But what me, I had to come to realize that every shoe has its own story to tell. So your last sneaker is not gonna look like your newest sneaker because that story may be different than your new design. And every sneaker design don't need to be so complex to make it look nice. They always say less is more and more is less sometimes.
That's who you are. An artist is not something you become. It's not something you can study to do. It's not. It's something you are. It's who you are. It's something you're born with. It's a gift. It's an absolute gift that not very many people can do. It's not something anybody can duplicate. It's an absolute gift. It's like being a singer. You're born with it or you're not born with it. Or being a dancer. You're born to dance or you're not. Nobody could have taught Chris Brown how to dance. I don't care how, and nobody could teach me art. There's just, I can learn techniques, but me as an artist, I am who I am. And so somebody starting out, you have to realize you are who you are.
Would be to not get frustrated and trust the process. I think the first couple of shoes that I did, I really didn't like them halfway through. I don't know why. The Neon Galaxies that I did for my nephew was a football cleat, and I did not like them at all. I was like, I made a huge mistake. I was rethinking customizing altogether in general. But for some reason, when I take the tape off and it like reveals itself, I was like, wow, these actually look pretty sick.
It probably came from watching my dad paint when I was younger. He is a big artist in our family, or he was. He doesn't do it as much anymore. But definitely that creative expression, especially in using color, most likely came from there. And then my interpretation and how I use it, whether it be in makeup or it be on sneakers, yeah, I use it everywhere. Splashes of just art everywhere. Any way for me to express myself almost anywhere. And it's always like a bag of Skittles kind of exploding into the scene. So
everybody you've ever met in your life, whether that be your teachers, your parents, your mentors, every single person you've ever met in your life is making it up as they go. Like nobody is an expert. Nobody has it figured out. The most well-read, the most like all the people that seemingly have it figured out and seemingly are just like, yo, they're killing it. They're crushing it. Everybody is freestyling. Everybody is making it up as they go. And nobody has a surefire, like even if they think they have a surefire like roadmap or a path, they're still just guessing. They're still trying to figure it out as well.
I actually started, I played flag football. And a couple of my teammates asked me to paint their shoes. And I was kind of like okay, like I'll try it. Let's see how it goes. Got the paint for it. Some of them, like one of them bought the paint for it and was like, just try it, see how it comes out. Ended up coming out cool. That's why a lot of the work that I do ends up on cleats now. But yeah, and then it started there and it kind of just spiraled in the right direction, I guess.
Yeah, Kilo. It was just no, you good, brother. It was my way of being able to create original art on shoes. And so I just kind of come up with short stories. Because I like creating stories, but writing fleshed out stories is its own art form that it's not something that I'm really into. I'm more so want to create the artwork. And so Kilo was kind of like my way of being able to customize shoes, but with original characters and original art and original stories, just because, like I said, for me, I got bored and I got tired of just constantly painting Goku and Naruto and other people's IPs, because it allows you to be creative, but then the creativity is also limited and it can kind of put you in a box.
This episode of the Lace Up Podcast is brought to you by Davidito Designs. Davidito Designs is my website. It's where you can go and cop some merch. You can also put in a request for some custom shoes, and we can bring whatever idea that you may have in your mind to life on a pair of custom shoes. Back to the podcast. But moving forward, the goal for next year, is I'm gonna kind of pull it back a little bit, right? I'm still gonna be doing the podcast. My goal is to drop one episode a month. All right, one episode a month. Typically, I think I've been dropping on Thursdays. I may still keep that, and then just kind of spread out the shorts and stuff a little bit more. I was going super hard on shorts and social media and doing 3 to 5 posts a week. And to be honest, man, I'm just not getting the yield that I would like to see there. I'm not getting the subscribers. I'm not getting people jumping on. So if you're watching this, you made it to this point, please subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I would greatly appreciate it, extremely appreciate it. So, but the goal is just keep moving forward, man. Keep finding dope people, dope artists to interview, hear about their journey, what makes them passionate, hear a little bit about the artist behind the art, and that to me is dope. Being able to hear people's voice, being able to build those relationships, and keep moving forward. I'll probably continue to use Knowledge. I introduced you guys to Knowledge last year. Knowledge is a character that I created, and I kind of use him as my AI when I was doing some of the episodes by myself, and really as kind of dropping information that I've learned or picked up, or finding those through lines through different episodes and being able to pull that together. But this last year was dope, man. I also had the opportunity to go to a podcast conference in Atlanta.
It takes wisdom to grab these sneakers and spin them. Cut a couple of linen and match them up with the denim called Davidito. He'll cook it up like the kilo and have your Air Ones appropriate with the stilo. He's no Lilo, but he's mean with the stitch.
The experience so far has been dope. My goal right now is to grow the channel. Is to really grow the channel. Like I said, try to find a way to be consistent throughout the year. Trying to go every week and maintain life and kids and everything else. Man, that has been extremely rough. So my goal, like I said, this year in 2026 is to drop one episode a month. I'm going to say at least one episode a month, but one episode a month is what I'm going for. Now, who knows, man? This may take off. I may build more and more relationships with more people, and we'll see how stuff goes. But I'm excited to keep doing it. I'm excited to keep meeting people. I'm excited to keep interviewing people and hearing their stories, and continue to build those relationships, man. And then just try to find some new creative ways to do things, as well as keep being creative myself, right? Still doing customs, working on paints, doing digital artwork, designing t-shirts, doing all that fun stuff as well. So, continue to be creative and moving forward. That's kind of my goal in 2026. Kind of take some time and focus on me and myself, and then also continue to pour in my creative space and grow. So, thank you again for 2025 and 2026. Bigger, better, continue to push forward. Another thing that I would really love to do in 2026 is find, a sponsor. That would be really dope. But we're going to keep pushing. We're going to keep moving forward. We're going to keep chasing our goals. Keep trying to, raise the bar, make stuff better, and grow. All right. Like I always say, fear is fake. Creating is problem solving. Peace.
Forward. Listen, it takes wisdom to grab these sneakers and spin them. Cut a couple of linen and match them up with the denim called Davidito. He'll cook it up like the kilo and have your Air Ones appropriate with the stilo. He's no Lilo, but he's mean with the stitch.